Hi, I'm Dr. Gareth Andrews, and I'm one half of the team that will be on the ice for the last Great First expedition. I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I'm an anaesthetist based here in Sydney now. I've got an interest in major trauma anesthesia and expedition medicine. And I've just spent the last year back in the UK working in Cardiff in South Wales and working essentially in the pandemic COVID-19 response before returning to Sydney, where I'm now a consultant anaesthetist at St Vincent's Hospital and the Northern Beaches Hospital. Rich and I are the two people on the team that will be on the ice for the last Great First expedition. We've got a huge amount of people behind us supporting us as our support team and our management team, everything from nutrition through to training, through to media. My specific role, I suppose, Rich and I share everything on the expedition in terms of decision making, navigation, cooking, everything like that. So the specific roles within the expedition team are limited. I think the difference would be I think the way back 8 years ago when we first started talking about the project, I think it's been my role from the very start to drive it forward and to gain the project momentum. And Rich always sort of rolls his eyes when I come up with another project for him to get involved in. So but since for the last 18 months when we've actually been planning hard for the last Great First, our preparations have been around fundraising and training, and we've both Rich and I have taken a full role in both of those. So I remember from my younger days going camping and with the scouts and various things with my parents, and that age old rule of never pitch your tent on a riverbed. Like the second night of our Iceland expedition, we had just paddled across the Jökulsárlón lagoon, and it was the first time that we'd really carried our 50-kilo packs, and we'd carried them, a good 6 or 7 kilometers over really grainy, nasty moraine, and it was pouring with rain, and the wind was howling, and we were just solidly fed up. And the only flat area that we could find was this little sandy patch at the bottom of the Breidamörkeljökull glacier. And we thought, right, we'll put our tent there, and we'll start the ascent of the glacier the following day. And then we collapsed into our tent, and then I woke up in the middle of the night because it had been raining torrentially. And all around me, it was pitch black, and all around me on the floor of the tent, it started feeling really spongy. I thought, well, that's weird. And then I looked outside the tent, and there was this river essentially just had engulfed the sandy patch where we had put our tent. And essentially, without really knowing or paying much attention, we had pitched our tent in the middle of a riverbed. And so at 2 a.m. in the pitch black and pouring rain in Iceland, we had to get out of our tent and lift up the tent and carry it out of this river. And it stuck with me that even when you think you know what you're doing, you can still make really stupid mistakes. My favorite ever camp spot. It's a little flat patch of grass that just next to a beach that overlooks stretch of water between the Isle of Mull in Scotland and Iona. Um, and we used to go back there every year. I grew up on Mull, and after we left, we used to go camping there every year. And it's the most wonderful, serene, and beautiful place. And it's very special for me, and would be by far the best place I've camped. And I look forward to taking my kids there camping, hopefully sometime soon. I always find it quite difficult to explain my passion for the polar regions. But for me, they're just the essence of adventure, wild and dangerous and unpredictable, but incredibly beautiful. Um, it's a place to test yourself, but it's also a place just to exist and enjoy. Um, you know, you spend hard days dragging sleds through cold and difficult environments, but for those 5 minutes at maybe the beginning of the day or the end of the day, where the colors across the ice are changing, it's the most wonderful thing. And it's the only place in the world where you can experience those things. And I think I think that's the reason why I keep wanting to go back. The last great first for me is something very special. It's turned from something I used to think about a lot growing up. The crossing of Antarctica, what an incredible thing, and to do it just on a set of skis with your best mate standing next to you. I mean, what a wonderful thing. And over time, as it's become a reality for us, and the project has developed, it's come to mean so much more. It's so much more than just crossing Antarctica. It's all the good that we can do through the expedition. The involvement of the scouts and inspiring a generation of young people to get inspired by the wonder of Antarctica and protect it, now and into the future, and also make a significant contribution to climate change science through our work with the Antarctic Science Foundation. Um, Climate change being the most serious threat to humanity that in this modern era. And as doctors, it represents the chance for us to push the boundaries of human performance and our understanding of how humans perform in extreme environments, and for us that's extremely exciting. So putting all that together, the the last great first is an inspiring and very special project. Through the last great first expedition, we will not only want to achieve this incredible first, um, we want to leave a legacy of conservation and of protection of the Antarctic continent.